So we're going to look at not only today conflict and what it is and how it gets stirred up, but we're also going to look at how our personalities take a play in it. Now that D personality is called the dominant personality. So some of us know that. Typically a dominant personality are going to be those leaders in our organizations. And our Ds go, yes! They're the individuals that when there's a chaos or something going on, of conflict going on, they're typically those that are targeted and focused, and they're going, this is how we exit the building. Everybody get set, let's go. Our I personality within DISC are influentials. And our I's love that. The I is the main personality that thinks that they're like the best personality of the entire group. They're like, oh, you don't want to be anything other than an I. We're the best. We're the best personality that's out there. But they're the social ones. And then the big idea makers. They're the ones that are thinking of and conceptualizing, hey, let's think outside of the box. Typically, they're the ones that are going to start and be innovators. That's why they're so influential. Yet other personality types don't think so much that they finish their task. But they are influential because they are so social and so engaging. They're the cheerleaders of our organizations. The S is the steady personality. Their mantra typically is, there is no I in team. These team players want to make certain and consider how what we do when we implement anything is going to impact the rest of the team and the organization. Now, our C's are our conscientious personalities that are methodical in thinking and that truly are going to stop and think before they speak. There are analytical individuals. They love to measure results. They want to make certain that there are elements there. So as we get just a broad overview of those personalities, what no one is talking about and what no one is communicating is that when we interact with people, there's a dynamic element. There's already a conflict that takes place within that. Because when you put a room full of a set personality all together, eventually it's going to be too much. When they say all things in moderation, it's true, even when it comes to our psychology of communicating and our personalities. And here's why. If you put a bunch of high I personalities together in the same room and you give everyone a task and you say, okay, today you're just going to focus on how are we going to organize the office. All those I's are going to get together, and at some point during this discussion, our secondary personality is going to come out. Somewhere along the line, someone's going to say, excuse me, shouldn't we be on task here? Or, excuse me, shouldn't we be concerned about how we're impacting use of this room and we're not getting anything done? What's the rest of the team going to do? They need use of the conference room. So our secondary personalities actually pop out anytime that we're interacting with people, and we don't talk about it when we talk about conflict. We don't talk about how our secondary personality actually impacts our interactions with others more so than our primary. Now, I think at some point or other, we've all heard that element of what we exude out to the world, we get back. So we're actually mirroring, if you will, our personalities. Have you ever noticed that when you are interacting with individuals, let's say you're getting ready to meet a brand new friend, and your friend says to you, you're going to love Beth. Beth is the most amazing person. She's sweet. She's exactly like you, and you're going to love her. And then you meet this individual, and you can't stand them. You can't stand them. It's because they're too much like us. It's like our magnets have flipped at that point. Our secondary personality comes up, and we start judging. And it's because of that similarity, that such strong similarity, that we do find that conflict within there. So what do we do? How do we look at conflict? What can we see it? Now, some people say, I see it as an opportunity. I absolutely can see it as a way to do service recovery, if you will. And that's a great approach. I love, and having a background of customer service, I love conflict. I use it as a way of like going, oh my goodness, yay. We can look at our processes and figure out what we can do better. We can look at certain patterns that we might have with our client interaction. So when we look at conflict, yes, there is opportunity. It is a way for us to look at different ways to evaluate our existing processes. It's a way for us to look and see, is there a pattern here? Do we keep having this same client complaint every single time? But because I love the self-reflection of conflict, where I need to step back and ask myself, how am I reacting? Because there's a flexibility that we can find within that. So when we embrace conflict, it is asking ourselves, how flexible am I to be able to address it?